What? Max my volume.
Everyone, we'll start soon. It's Heather with Blueprint. We still have a few more minutes, so
I'm glad you said something because I'm like, what is the matter with my
yeah, no, it doesn't start
my
till
audio?
11:30, so a few
Thank
more
you.
minutes. Thank you for being on time. I love that.
I actually got here very on time. I got here at 12. I thought it was at 12 o'clock.
Oh, you said, oh wow, okay.
It's okay. Just click, move that screen to the side and keep working. That's it.
Yeah, I hear you.
And yeah, and then I got the pop-up that you're like ready to start. And then I'm like, oh, finishing up what I was doing. And then I see the screen is up, but I didn't hear no volume. So I'm like, what? Like I thought I was having an issue. So I'm glad you said something. That's good.
No worries.
So this is my first day doing anything with you guys. So I
Okay.
saw you got you on Facebook. So then after this, will I continue to get stuff? Is this just every Thursday? How does this work?
So yeah, I do trainings so I actually have a free group. I don't know if you're a part of that. Um, Let me pull it up. So I have about, gosh, almost 2 years now worth of trainings in this group. I'm live every
Okay.
single Thursday. So I think as I've grown with my like the trainings have just gotten better over the years.
Yeah,
Um,
of course, with
but
anything.
yeah, so that's my free group. And that is basically this right here. So I do go live every single Thursday and I have some sort of training. And we go through it. It's really great. And then you can ask questions. And I do talk a little bit about the actual community during the presentation as well. So we'll get to that. But yeah, I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you. I'm glad to learn.
So it looks like you're Jersey. Where is everyone else? Hey, Marie, how are you? Love to know where
Good
everyone is
morning.
located. I'm good. Good. It's going to be warm here today, so I'm excited. Warm is like 55. Oh my gosh, Indiana. I grew up in St. Joe, Stevensville in Michigan. Do you know where that's at? I'm sorry, I don't know your name. So
Where are you from, Maine?
I'm from Michigan,
Oh,
but
gotcha.
I live in Illinois right now. So Maryland. Okay, cool. So awesome. Mishawaka. Wow. That's crazy. All right, we're just gonna wait a couple more minutes. I know people aren't like me and on time, but so I try to account for that. And then we'll go ahead and get started.
Is there still a short sale class?
This?
No, I know this is the attorney class, right?
Yeah, so Marie's actually in the coaching community. So the 11:31 like today, it's just a combo. So you can still get stuff out of it. But we did have this morning, Marie, the special training on how to set up your auction date lead list. So um, the recording is being worked on right now for that.
Okay, alrighty. So we don't have the short sale class anymore, do we? Are we
On
still
Thursdays.
on on Thursdays? I thought it was on Tuesdays. The short sale.
So Tuesdays in the coaching community right now is we're focusing heavily on that bankruptcy course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you can tune in on Tuesdays at 10, we're only in our third week, but we're going through each lesson in that course because bankruptcy can be confusing. So I don't think you were on Tuesday, but it was really, really great
No, I wasn't. No.
Yeah, so I would watch that.
I'm getting so confused. There's so many different emails coming through. And I'm kind of half reading them. So that's the problem too.
Yeah, so I would not half read them. I would definitely read them, but I feel like you would know which ones are for this group and the ones that are for
Short
the
sale.
coaching.
Okay. Short sale coaching.
So Maria, or not Maria, Mary, what I'm talking to Maria about is the course that's in the coaching community right now. So I don't want to confuse anyone. But yeah, Marie, that is in module 20, all the past recordings, just so you know. And if you're unsure, just shoot me a message and I'll direct you where to go.
Okay. All righty. Well, I'm going to leave then because
Okay.
I've got a ton of things to do, but I wanted to pop on here just in case it was a class. I wasn't
Okay.
sure. All righty. So bye, everyone.
Bye,
Have a
Marie.
good day. Have a good day.
Bye.
Okay, so I think we'll go ahead and get started. I will just log everyone in as they come. So let me see. Let me go back to my screen. Okay. So welcome everyone. I see really all new faces. I don't recognize anyone. So that makes me happy because I love to train and talk about distressed sales. So I'm really happy that you're here wherever you found us. I'm actually live every single Thursday. And sometimes some of my coaching members, like Marie, they'll pop in. So that's also kind of nice. But yeah, we're here every single Thursday. And I really like to just talk about lots of different things. My business is not traditional. So if you're looking for something traditional, you're probably not in the right place. I am not going to just tell you to post something on social media. No, it's very unique. It's very easy, and it's just nice. So like I'm a mom, I got 2 boys, and I really work inside of their schedule. And so I like to spread the knowledge. I've been handling these wacky transactions since 2007, but I really wouldn't have it any other way. I absolutely love it. So with these sessions, I like to make them conversational. I love when you ask questions. I'm pretty certain there's no question I won't be able to answer. And if I don't know, then I'll figure it out for you. So as we go through this, I would love for you to either unmute yourself, I don't mind if you interrupt me, or post it in the chat, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get started. Just gonna leave this open. There we go. Okay, so today's weekly power hour is real estate is a people business and 2 powerful techniques for attorney relationships. So I know you probably know that real estate is a people business, right? But a lot of times I do these trainings and people are like, oh my gosh, I don't want to talk to attorneys. Yes. And I am going to teach you some techniques, what to say, resources that you can provide them. Look, I'm here to help you jump outside of your comfort zone. You build these relationships, it will be long-term business for you. How do I know that? Because I do it right now and I have since I started in 2007. My number 1 lead source is attorneys. Okay. My number 2 is our direct mail marketing. And that's all I do. Now, at the end of the year, when I analyze where deals came from, my number 3, I would say, is either referrals or, I do have a lot out there on social media. Okay. So like I said, if you have any questions, I want to get them answered. Okay. All right. So what are we going to cover today? We're going to talk about the attorney type, where to find them. So if you're taking notes, I will tell you all that, okay? And then how to really evaluate, like, how do you know if it's going to be a good relationship? And then, you know, the framework to building that relationship. Relationships do take time. So I'm encouraging you to take this power hour and run with it because it will be forever, but the initial part's going to take you some time. Okay. All righty. Okay. So number one. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So number one is the attorney type strategy. Okay. So we're going to identify the right attorney. So everyone comes to me and they're like, oh, yeah, you're working with real estate attorneys. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty certain that a majority of the real estate attorneys in your area already have a real estate agent that they're working with. Am I right? Yes. Okay. I think over the years, I had one really good relationship with a real estate attorney. I can't even remember how we met. It was such a long time ago. And he was just really loyal to me. Now he's pretty much retired, so I don't do a lot with him anymore. But if you are taking notes, these are the attorneys that you want to target, okay? Skip real estate. Bankruptcy is my number one. Foreclosure defense, divorce, and probate, okay? Now, I don't love divorce. There are some members inside of my coaching community that absolutely have really great relationships with divorce attorneys. I would, most of my attorneys are bankruptcy, and I do have a handful that are foreclosure defense, okay? So you may be thinking, Heather, there's no foreclosures. There are, you're just not maybe looking in the right spot, but they're there, okay? And I'm going to show you how you can find those here shortly. So again, if you're looking to build relationships with attorneys, look into these, especially if you want to make distressed sales, short sales your niche. Now, I'm not saying you have to fully go into it, but start it now because it could be 1, 2 listings a month, 2 closings a month. It's just going to add to your current business. Now, I've always just done these. That's it. I don't market to anything else. And I've done very well. And I'm going to show you my income as well. Okay, so identifying the right attorney. All right, it's chilly. I have to turn on my heater, even though it's going to be nice today. Okay, where should we find these attorneys? So you may have connections already with some attorneys. Reach out and say, hey, I'm looking to connect with some bankruptcy or foreclosure defense or divorce or probate. Can you introduce me to some? I'm also going to go through and show you how to find them in your area. So this is the website that we use. Now, now I know who's in Mishawaka. I don't remember the person's name, but that's South Bend. So we're going to look up South Bend because I know where that's at. Okay. So here's the website we use. I'll put it in the chat. Now you could also Google, but this is going to give you a list. And then I'm going to tell you another way you can find them as well. Okay. So we're going to go to South Bend, Indiana. Okay. So can you tell me your name, the person who's in Mishawaka? I would love to know your name. Otherwise, I'll just call you E for now. Okay, so E is the one in South Bend, which is like Mishawaka. So you're gonna want to put in your area. You could put in counties too. So I tend to work off of counties here, but you could do South Bend. Like hers is a town. I would probably do that county, but they're still gonna come up. So then you're gonna click bankruptcy. And here's all of the bankruptcy attorneys, E, in your area. So you do want to start researching them. And my biggest recommendation is to start a Google spreadsheet And you're going to want to put the name of the attorney, the firm, their website, and if you can find their information. Now, not all attorneys will put their emails on their website, just so you know, okay? So, but if you can find all that information, you want to make that list because you're not going to connect with every single attorney. So you got to start there. You got to put a little bit of that work in. Promise it'll be really great long term. Okay. So that is the website that we use. So there's like all of these. Here's a bunch of bankruptcy attorneys. Now, if she wanted to do foreclosure defense, she could go back here to foreclosure defense. Well, here's the foreclosure defense attorneys. Okay. I'd skip real estate, but there's divorce. There's divorce. So some of these also can, like this lady was on the bankruptcy, see? And then, of course, probate. So there's probate as well. Any questions on this website? That's what we found. So inside of my group, the way that I do the training is like, let's look on here. You can really find a lot of the attorneys and then build your Google spreadsheet off of that. Okay.
Wait, what do you put all in your Google spreadsheet? You put their type, their name,
Yeah.
their
So,
website. What else?
yeah. So let me go to one of these actually. Let's go back.
And also as a follow-up as well, I am a very, very new agent.
Okay.
Less than just a couple 2 months of being a real estate agent. Would this be a good kind of field to kind of jump into as a new agent, or this is like totally over my head and I should just kind of go to buyers or sellers markets only?
I'm gonna give you my true opinion on that. If
Mhm.
you want to find a niche and stand out, this would be it. Because when everyone gets into real estate, they're going to tell you to go look for buyers. They're going to tell you to go network. They're going to tell you to start a Facebook group, right? It's all the same crap. If you
Right.
want to stand out and eventually be that go-to person in your area, this is it. Especially if you can collaborate like with my team. They are the best. We're all there to help these homeowners. And even though you haven't done much, you probably still know more than the homeowner that's struggling. And that's where like the community comes in too. So if you're looking for a niche to stand out and really run with this business, because everyone's doing the same thing. And so I don't care if you're new. I don't care if you've been in the business for 5 years or as long as I have or longer. It doesn't matter.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for that feedback. It's exactly what I needed to hear, and definitely am looking for something a little different to stand out and, go with it.
Yeah.
And thank
I
you.
mean, so people either like me or they don't, and I'll tell you exactly how it is. And I do feel like there's agents getting in the business and there's agents getting out, and you have to do something to stand out. And I feel like that's why I'm still in this business, because I'm not doing the traditional stuff that everyone else is doing. So, and also to I still don't know your name. If you could please tell me. You said you hear, oh, Elizabeth. Okay. So Elizabeth is hearing people telling them not to niche down. Why? I do not understand that, because if you don't niche down, what the heck are you going to do? You're going to do an event here for buyers. Oh, you're going to go over here and do this. And it is going to be all over the place. If you niche down, like I did when I first started, that was 2007. I knew nothing. I went straight into short sales. I did that. And because of that, it has led to other business. There's a way to keep in touch with these people, follow up, organization. And because of that, it has led to other listings. It has led to buyers. but I've never gone out and done the typical, oh, let me do a buyer seminar. Oh, let me start a group or do a networking event. I never did anything traditional. So thank you for asking that question. I probably could talk on it all day because I have such a strong opinion, but anyways, let's just take a look at, let's not look at Jason. Let's look at Michelle. Okay, so what I would put on my Google spreadsheet is I would put the attorney name. I wonder if I can show you my spreadsheet. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on a second. This would probably help you guys. Okay. So here's my Google spreadsheet. So I put the name of the firm, I put the attorney name, the website, I put in the address, and then I put in the contact number if I can find it. And now I prefer like a cell phone, but that's probably not going to happen. And then I put down an email, and then I'm also, so these ones I've already connected with. These are the new ones I'm trying to connect with. Okay. And so I do try to also
So
put in,
you're color coding the ones that you connected with.
I'll touch on
What is,
that in just a second.
okay, gotcha.
So, and then I try to put in a LinkedIn account, and then I'll make any notes here. Okay. So that's how I would set it up. Now, the reason, okay, I connected with all of these attorneys up here. The way that I connected with them is what we're going to review later. I either dropped off or I sent via FedEx, depending on, I don't love driving down to the city of Chicago, a resources for them. Okay. And we're going to talk about those resources. And so, and I also included like cookies and a letter and all this stuff. Okay. That is kind of my way of, hey, I'm Heather. Here's an introduction. Remind me, I also have a flyer that I like to give. And then these ones down here are ones that I'm working on connecting with right now. Okay. So I'm always trying to connect with attorneys. Does that make sense? Questions on that?
What's the difference in the colors that you chose? What's the purple?
Nothing really. Connected, contacted another way, or emailed.
So
Okay.
your first contact to them, since you know you said you're not going to most likely find cell phone numbers, is just kind of like sending them an email.
No, you do not. They're
That's
not
not.
going to respond to you. You
Oh,
either got to connect with them by going straight to their office and dropping off. We call it an attorney box.
uh-huh.
I think I'll be able to show you some pictures in our group in a little bit, but we drop off a box that is going to show these attorneys like who you are and why partnering with you can add value and revenue. Now, if you're brand new, that might scare you, but I'm
Right.
telling you, don't let it scare you. You have to jump outside of your comfort zone, and you would be surrounded by our community to help you do that. And if you're targeting bankruptcy attorneys, a lot of them have no freaking clue about real estate. So we're not talking about real estate attorneys here. It's these different ones.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. So yeah.
and be friendly with the gatekeepers. All you want is to be able to bring coffee and donuts and explain these resources to them. And we're going to go over the resources, but so all of
And
these,
what do you put in the box?
I'll go over all that.
Okay.
I want to get ahead of ourselves. I don't want to confuse anyone.
Right.
But
And the flyer that you provide, like with what, you know, everything that you offer would be awesome just to get an idea how to put something together.
yeah, so so if I connect with them, either dropping something off or sending it to them, I have a different letter. Okay.
Oh, so this is like your initial one. You would give them one box and versus a continued relationship, like something separate.
Yeah, I mean, the idea with the box is to get them to sit down with you. Okay. Now, are you gonna, did I sit down with all these people? No, some of them don't want to give me the time of day. Those are
Mm.
not the type of attorneys we want to deal with. We
Mhm.
want to deal with the ones, and I'll go further into this, but the ones that have the passion and the empathy that we do to help these families, because their clients are struggling, and those are the ones we need to help. Okay. So the first way to find these attorneys is through this website and make this Google spreadsheet. Okay. The other way to find attorneys, and this is a big one, is the bar associations. Okay. So Elizabeth, South Bend Bar Association. Is it St. Joseph County? Yes. Okay. So here is St. Joseph County. So you want to find the local bar associations in your area because they probably have events that are related to either probate, divorce, bankruptcy, really like bankruptcy. Okay. And you want to sponsor that event. Okay. Don't let this scare you. It is okay. We are here to help you. We will tell you everything to do, but this is really going to help you stand out. What other real estate agent is going to these types of events, handing out these resources and saying, hey, I'm Heather Keller. Let me help your clients. And this is how I can do that. Anyway, so I would contact the bar associations and I would say, hey, I am a local realtor. I specialize in distress sales. Okay. Just listen to what I'm saying and tell them that. Okay. Because we're all there for you. And then you're going to want to sponsor that event. So let me give you an example. I have a DuPage County Bar Association here, and I have been working with them for years, since 2018, I think. I've done speaking engagements, which you don't have to do that yet, but I'm sponsoring 2 events coming up. They're both online, but I have one that's February 14th and one that's March 10th. Bankruptcy is my top choice because the clients are filing 7 or 13s, and if they have a home, a lot of times they can't keep it. So the bankruptcy attorneys are my top ones because of that situation, but also because I feel like the bankruptcy attorneys don't know as much as me, and I can mold them into the Heather Keller way. Okay. So I'm sponsoring 2 events. And so when I go to sponsor these events, they're allowing me to give a flyer. So this is the coaching community, which I'll talk more about later, but I wanted to show you the flyer. Sorry, we got a lot.
How much does it cost to sponsor the events?
So it just depends. It's $200 for me. So it's going to vary. I have no idea what yours would be, but it's really great money well spent because one, I'm able to give them this flyer. So you guys have access to this, or you would have access to this in the community. But so they're going to get this flyer. They get a video of me, and then I attend the event. And at the beginning, I get to say who I am and why I'm there. And then afterwards, if they want to meet with me in a separate room online, they can do that. Then afterwards, I get the full attendee list. What am I going to do with that list? I'm going to go drop off an attorney box. So like I said, not every single attorney is going to be on the same page as you. The ones that are, they will get it. They will understand that partnering with you will add value and potential revenue to their firm. So I use these for the bar associations. Okay. So that's the 2 ways to find the attorneys. Okay. And then the reason why I want you to research these attorneys from this list and also the ones that you get from the bar association events is we don't want to target large ones. They are not going to give you the time of day. They're just bankruptcy, 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 bankruptcy. We want an attorney that enjoys what they do and truly wants to help and has the empathy and the compassion that we do. Okay, so small to medium-sized firms. So I love when I see that it's just just them. One of the special events that we have coming up inside of the coaching community is I'm going to bring on my bankruptcy attorney. He's a one-man shop, and he will tell you that I saved him and his firm because I sat with him many, many years ago and I said, hey, let me help you with your Chapter 7 and 13 clients. This is how it would work, okay? And he did. He just started giving them to me, and he had no clue how to do a real estate deal, but I helped him through that. We laughed to this day. I was like, oh Lord, I don't know if I can continue with this guy, but it's really, really awesome. Those are like the perfect attorneys to work with. Okay, so that's number one. Any questions on that? I also want to find the attorney flow charts if I can. We'll see if I can find those. They're really, really, really great. Okay, let's move on. All right, then really like building that foundation, okay? You know, follow-up is key. Like I said, you're not going to connect with every single attorney, okay? Small to medium-sized firms are going to be best. So the whole goal is to get that meeting with them. Inside of our group, if you search attorney, there's going to be, this group's been going on for 3 years, okay? So there's going to be loads of information on here. One of these is actually a meeting I had with another attorney a long time ago, right here. And you can watch how I speak to that attorney and how I'm telling them they can add value and revenue to their firm. There's just tons and tons of information in here, right? Okay, so attorney relationships training, just loads of information. But anyways, so you want to sit down with them, make it about them. This is not about you. It's ultimately about helping the homeowner, okay? But we want to connect with these attorneys and make it about them. So ask questions. How did you start your firm? You know, is it just you? Is it others? How many Chapter 7s do you file a month? How many Chapter 13s? You know, you want to explain, ask those questions, write them down, okay? Because then it's like, well, let me show you, Mr. Bankruptcy Attorney, how I can help you add value to your firm, okay? Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting all heated and hot, so I'm going to take this off. It would apply to divorce. It's essentially the same thing, except you would replace bankruptcy with divorce, okay? But the value here for all of you, even if you're brand new, it doesn't matter, okay? The value here for their firm is you. You have the resources. So you may not have them right now, but guess what? Guess who's already done all the resources for you? Me. So you just have to give them those resources, explain the resources. No one, I promise you, no one is going to go to these offices or these bar associations with this type of resources and have that empathy and compassion to help these people. It just doesn't happen. I know it. I just do. So the value is you, okay? They have now a one-stop shop for their clients, meaning if someone is filing a bankruptcy and they have to sell, their attorney is going to refer you. There's different resources. We have an Ideas to Avoid Foreclosure book. We have the Ultimate Guide to Selling Your Home as a Short Sale book. We have a book that's called The Ultimate Guide to Selling Your Home During or After Bankruptcy. So those valuable resources should be displayed at all of your attorney's offices. Probate, divorce, bankruptcy, foreclosure defense. You can make an online version. The average price, I have one right now that's in a chapter 7. A lot of them are in 13s. It just ranges. It's 300,000 right now. It is a short sale. With short sales, you should be making 3.5% as a listing agent. So even if you close one a month, you're going to make 6 figures a year. And the things that you learn inside of here and the ways that we're helping you not be a traditional realtor, you should get more than that. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I've done short sales that are $50,000 and I've done them all the way up to like 1.6 million. So it's all over the board. So there is no, so we're going to talk about the revenue next. Thank you. Hold on. I'm specifically interested in probate. Can I sit in a probate court and meet attorneys that way? So I would reach out to the bar associations and ask them about probate sessions. Okay, that's where the bar associations come in. Okay, I did go to a probate one and I sat. Attorneys are required to attend so many like CLE credits and all that. So sometimes they're in person, sometimes they're online. But I would connect with the bar associations because I went to this event for probate and there was like maybe 75 attorneys there. Just so you know, if you want to mirror what I've done, I've had success with probate, but not nearly as much as I have with bankruptcy or foreclosure defense. The probate, don't seem to be as nice as like the bankruptcy, okay? But still, it would work with every attorney. Now, the revenue part here is this is a win-win scenario for all parties. All parties meaning you and your business, the attorney and his or her firm, the home seller, okay? So whether you are an attorney state or not, if you are an attorney state, then the attorney would stay on for the short sale. He's not doing anything, and that's what you need to explain to him. We teach you how to do everything for the short sale. Get organized, the packets, we have it all. So it does make your business a lot easier. It is consistent, it is organized, and you're going to show this attorney, I'm the value, and you're going to stay on as the attorney. It may scare them like it did with John, my attorney, but that's okay. We're going to help you walk through that process. The bank is going to pay their attorney fee. They didn't really do anything except attorney review period. So this is added revenue to their firm. Okay, if you are not an attorney state, then it does work the same way, but we may have to write a letter to the bank. So it's going to vary. That's where the community really comes in. But they've been involved with, the 7 or the 13, and so we can show that, okay? Banks, and sometimes we have to word the attorney fee different on these statements. And that's where my years-long expertise and knowledge would come in, okay? Now I wanted to show you the flow chart. Let me just see if, we actually have an attorney book that we do include in the box. I may have to pull it from the course, so I think I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, any questions on that before I move on? I know this is a lot, but hopefully it's fun for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to show you my income. I don't love to show this because it's not about the income. If you have the mindset about truly helping homeowners and building those long-term relationships, it will work for you, but you have to be proactive. You got to dedicate the time. And most importantly, and I use this word all the time, you have to be consistent. Okay. So this is my income for the last 5 years. The reason why it was so high in 2020 is because I got a $1.6 million short sale that I was both sides. Praise the Lord. I don't know how that happened, and the bank did not cut the commission. I made 6%. So it just was insane. Okay. I'm telling you this because I want to prove to you that you absolutely can make a living in the niche of distressed sales with those two things. It
Excuse
is
me, how much do you charge for commission on this though?
3.5% to the short sales. 3.5. So in the month of December, I did 2 sales and it was like 28,000. So it just depends on the sale price. Now, if it is an equity sale, meaning they're behind and they have the equity, I do try to save them money and I do 2.5%. Okay. But just the short sales, you should always be asking 3.5. Do the banks cut it? Maybe once a year. No big deal, right? So this income right here has been because of my consistency with our direct mail marketing, which gets sent out once a week to auction families. That was talked about last week. And then my relationships with my attorneys. Okay. But really the key word here is consistency. So I wanted to show you that because a lot of people think I'm crazy. I'm not. I'm absolutely not. All right, so let's take a sneak peek about putting together the box and all that. Yeah, we got a lot. We got the auction. So auction date leads have been my number 2 lead source, and then bankruptcy and my attorneys have been number 1. So, all right, we have this. So building powerful attorney relationships. I'm going to show you that. So I actually put this course together. And what does it look like? Well, if you like this training, all the lessons are of me. I like to train, I like to talk, I like to spread my knowledge. They're fun, and they're easy. Like a 6th grader could do this, okay? My son is in 5th grade. He could do it. It's easy. You just got to watch the videos and go through everything, okay? So module 1 is really an introduction. So I did go through some of the introduction with you today, okay? But I have a book that will help these attorneys better understand their hold on, let me open it up in temp. Oh, it's not going to let me. But okay, so this is a book that I wrote. It's called The Ultimate Guide to boosting client value and firm profits in your bankruptcy practice. Now, you could essentially change bankruptcy to something else, but let me tell you, please target bankruptcy. You will thank me down the road. So this is the template. So I went through and I wrote everything. You just have to easily update it yourself. This book you can print at your home and just insert it. I wonder if I have one here. You just insert it into like a nice folder, and then this is a part of the box that we're talking about, okay? So there's a little bit of information about you, why you would recommend a short sale to Chapter 7 clients, Chapter 13, the reason.
Sorry, what is the cost of the book?
I haven't gotten there. So it's not just the book, okay? It's this course, okay? So hold that thought. I just want to show you because it's really exciting. Oh, here is this is the flow chart. Let me see if I can download this. I want to show you the flow chart. Oh, perfect. Okay, so this is the book. So obviously you would edit it to have all of your information, okay? But here's the flow chart. So this is really powerful. So you're going to show a Chapter 7 attorney or Chapter 13 how the flow of the bankruptcy is going to work when they refer you business, okay? Okay, if you have an attorney, if you're an attorney state, this is how it works. If not, this is how it works. So again, you'll be able to update. I don't think this one has my company information on it. We try to keep this one more generic. But then here's the flow chart for 13. Okay. So that's the book that would be included in the box that you're going to send out. Okay. And then I do go through and I explain each chapter of that book because it is really important to understand why you're giving it to them. Okay. And then here are options on either making the book a flip book or printing it. We like to print it and include it in the box. So let me see if I can show you the full box. I know we have it somewhere in the group. It is I don't want to take up too much of our time, but let's see if I can find it. Probably in pictures. So I'll go back and I should be able to show you, but it's just a really nice box. We link all of our stuff from Amazon, whatever color you want. I think I just did like a plain color. I'm going to try to find that. I don't want to take up too much of your time now. Okay. So here's how to get those printed, how to find the attorneys. I give you that Google spreadsheet that I talked about. And then we go into further detail with the bar associations and also adding their information to the Google spreadsheet, which would be the same Google spreadsheet. And then all the supplies you'll need, which is very simple. I'm not about spending a lot of money. Obviously, we need write-offs, right? And we actually do help you get organized with that as well. And then what do you do with drop-off or FedEx? And then how do you go about follow-up? So this is a letter that you'll have access to. This is the letter that I use inside of the attorney box when you drop off or you send through FedEx. That flyer that I showed you in the group, which is, I don't know where it's at now, but just a simple flyer, that is what's given to the bar associations prior to the event, okay? And then there's a bonus and how you can, I leave this for the follow-up, okay? So the follow-up, there's something else that you can do to help these bankruptcy attorneys, okay? And so I don't tell them usually at the beginning, I kind of wait till I meet with them, but it's something that's really going to help them. And then I include all the past trainings here. So that is the building attorney relationships. And then we have the book. So the books are the ideas to avoid foreclosure. So it's this one. And this book is pretty, it's like 13 pages. Why is this important? Well, because families are in denial. They are. Actually, with any purchase of these courses, like we give a flow chart. The flow chart is really a great way to help these families through the denial. But this is going to go through their options. Is refinance an option? Loan modification, bankruptcy, and it explains it all here. This is a valuable resource for anyone in foreclosure. Send it out, drop it off, use it at community events. Most importantly, have it at your attorney's office physically or create an online version for him. I have both, or her. And then this one is the ultimate guide to selling your home as a short sale. What happens during the short sale process? Why is hiring a short sale expert or someone that's a part of a community that can help you navigate through that so important? Okay. And then the new one we have is the ultimate guide. Well, that's in a different area. So these two books is what goes into the attorney box, along with that attorney guide as to why partnering with you would add value and revenue. And then I also included some cookies and that letter.
What
So,
is the first book? What's the name of your first book?
Ideas to Avoid Foreclosure. And the ultimate guide to selling your home as a short sale. So I wrote all these. You guys have, so in here, if you see, it will take you through how to get your own copy. So you can either edit it in Canva. I'm not a Canva lover. So I do have my design coordinator do everything. You do have access to him if you want, but it's easy just to use Canva if you can. I don't like to use Canva though. So I try to give all the options. So both of those books are going to be available for you. And then it will take you through and explain each part of the book. And then getting that, if you want to print them, you do not have to print them. You can absolutely be successful with just using a QR code. But my printing company will give you discounts. You can set up an account with them. I don't really have anything to do with that, except everyone loves a discount, right? And then it will show you how to set it up virtually, and then creating a lead capture form, and then really other ways to implement the books. So, you know, email signature, social media, community events, and attorney relationships. That's why these two essentially go hand in hand. Excuse me. Okay. So that's a sneak peek of the Building Powerful Attorney Relationships and top 2 books every distressed home seller needs. Okay. And then I essentially already showed you the coaching community, which is here. We absolutely love this. This is where we collaborate. Last year, we collaborated together. We all knew that families across the country were in denial, and we came up with this flow chart. The flow chart is very easy for these homeowners to understand. Do you have do you want to keep your house? Yes. Do you have a job? Yes. Here's the options available. And they can download a 1-page PDF explaining it, or they can watch a video of you. Don't worry, I give you all of my videos so you can work on them yourself, okay? If you don't have a job, what are the options? If you want to sell, what are the options? And so that flow chart is been very helpful, and no one else is using it, okay? The whole idea here is to educate these homeowners. But this is where questions get posted. We have weekly announcements. I'm very, very big on communication. If you like organization, you'll love me. If you don't like organization, you will love me. It's all right here. But we do provide a lot of additional stuff. Like we had this distressed property advocate thing created over the weekend for, you know, because someone asked for it. We have all of our trainings from 2024 here. Actually, there's 3 years worth of trainings in here. Any authorization you'll need, short sale packet, listing documentation. You need it, it's here. And if you're not sure where it's at, you post about it and someone will comment.
So
Okay,
I
question.
I
Go
do
ahead.
have a question. So, what is the benefit for the attorney, like giving you the business? I know it's a conflict of interest for her, for him or her to like, is there a referral fee? Because you can't
No.
double dip.
No,
Like,
it is not a conflict of interest because we both have the same type of clientele that needs our help. So for example, with a bankruptcy attorney, they have a Chapter 7 client who doesn't want to keep the house. They file the Chapter 7 and then they say, hey, I recommend that you call Heather to list the house because yes, they filed the bankruptcy. In a Chapter 7, they're no longer financially responsible for that house. However, their name is still on the title. And if they have HOAs, they're still going to be responsible for that after the bankruptcy is discharged. So the value here is you understanding that process, and then you are not giving them a referral fee. They stay on through the whole short sale, and the bank would pay their attorney fee.
so you don't have to worry about a referral fee with that.
No,
But then,
there's
okay,
no referral fees back and forth for any of my attorneys. The reason why they like me is because I do explain to their clients, you know, how to sell their house. It is a complicated scenario. We actually have we have a bankruptcy course as well. I'm not going to go through that today, but I am teaching a class on that on Tuesdays if you have access to that course. But the bankruptcy, you do not have to give any referrals. Nope, I don't think it's even legal. It's, hey, adding value to your firm is me because I can explain, I understand how a 7 and a 13 works, or even foreclosure defense, or how divorce is complicated. We got to meet with them separately, right? And then the revenue part is, hey, John. So John's one of my attorneys. John, you give me, so right now we have a Chapter 7 client. He filed a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. We listed the house. We just got an offer, and then he's going to be the attorney through the process, but he's not doing anything. That's the fabulous part about these attorneys. And so it's really an aha moment for them when they say, oh, wait, I don't have to go in and collect paperwork. No, we're going to do that for you. Does that make sense?
Yes. And the process usually takes longer than a traditional
Yeah,
resale.
so short sales, depending on who the end investor is, it could be 3 months, it could be 6 months. But the whole point here is to be consistent with your pipeline and continue to build that. So you're closing deals every single month.
I heard short sales can take up to 2 years.
You're not getting the right information.
No, it's usually quicker,
Yeah.
like
3 to
under
6
6 months.
3 to 6 months.
Okay.
You gotta know how to do them. That's why it's shame on any agent that takes these on just to take on a deal and doesn't know the ins and outs. It drives me nuts because guess what? You're putting that homeowner in a severe pickle. It's bad. And then they're gonna go to foreclosure and they're gonna possibly get sued. If you want to do these deals, you got to have the right team around you. Okay, let me see. I need you because I'm not. Where's that? Oh, that's okay. We had the flu go through our house last week, so I'm actually finally feeling better. So there's really not a percentage for these attorneys. The way that I go about it when I meet with them is, hey, and I do put this in that letter that I talked about. You put a $3,500 attorney fee on the statement. Okay. Sometimes the banks approve it, but if they don't approve it and they say, hey, we're only going to pay a closing fee or an attorney fee of $1,000, they're still going to be happy with it because they didn't do anything. They just gave you the deal. So, I mean, yeah, they got to do attorney review period if you are an attorney state, but yes, it can be done in all states. It just has to be tweaked a little bit. But, I get these questions because everyone's like, for real, Heather? This is
So the attorney fee that's going on a statement, that's the attorney fee. That's not your commission.
No, the bank's going to
Okay.
pay your commission. The banks, and a lot of times the sellers get relocation assistance, which we didn't even talk about in this session. So that's why it's such a win-win for all scenarios. I teach this class and everyone's like, does it work in all states? Are you serious,
So
Heather?
they get cash for keys. Got it.
No, cash for keys is not short sale. Cash for keys
That's
is
for closure.
yes. Relocation assistance is short sale.
Okay.
And yes, this works everywhere, but you have to have these resources and this community around you to really make it work because it can get confusing and you want to be able to ask questions and reach out. And this is why
I
said
was
it's
unaware that they could get relocation assistance with short sales. What is the
Yes.
typical amount that they give for that?
So it also is going to vary. Something you can, ask the bank, but I would say majority of the time it's 3,000.
Okay.
VA is usually 1,500, but it's something rather than nothing, right?
Right. Like a deposit on an apartment or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why it's essentially a win-win. So it's different. I know it's different, but in this market and day and age, you really have to be different. Okay, so I got some discounts for you guys if you're interested. We have the 2 courses. So building powerful attorney relationships. I'm gonna, I open it up and it's 20% off. And so this is a discount code. Let me see if I can get that link. And this, it will be posted in the group or be sent out later along with the recording. So there's for the attorney. So 20% off. Again, that's everything that I put. Is it this one? No, that's the home seller one. This one. So everything, you would have immediate access to this course. Okay. And you can start going through it immediately. And then inside the confirmation email from me, you will get a link to download and have access to that flow chart, which is the marketing piece we are currently using. And then same thing for the books, 20% discount with this key 2025. Let me get that.
Is that a live court, like live training, or is that self-guided?
It's self-guided. It is self-guided. All the videos are of me. It's pretty easy. But we do encourage you to become a member of the coaching community, which is this group that I just showed you. It's $20 a month. You can cancel at any time if you don't like us. I don't think that's going to happen. There's no commitments, but it would be silly not to be a part of the community, because as you're going through this, you can ask other people what their experience was when dropping these off. You know, all of that. So it's $20 a month, no commitment.
How long is this offer available to us? I mean, can't
I
make a
mean, I'm
decision
gonna
on
do
this
it
right now.
through, you know, probably through the weekend, and then it gets changed in the system. You know,
Do you send us an email on it to as a reminder if you want to do it?
yeah, if you signed up, which obviously you did, there will be an email that goes out. Otherwise, you can send me an email and I can send you everything once it is available. You could also friend me on Facebook if you want, and I can send it through Messenger. Email or Messenger is good.
How many modules are in this class?
So this is only, I mean, we have essentially five courses. So in the building attorney relationships, there's 8 modules and $30 lessons.
On 30
then-
what?
30 lessons.
Okay.
And then the book one there's 7 modules. And I mean, I don't know, all these, so you can see all the lessons right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then I mean, I do have other stuff, but I have a pre-foreclosure lead generation blueprint. I have, let me just show you.
Is that part of this course? Is that a whole nother thing?
So it depends on what you want to do, like with your business, you know, so this is kind of like, a la carte, right? Because, you know, maybe you want to just market to pre-foreclosure families. Maybe you want to market just to auction. Maybe you just want the books. Maybe you want to do the bankruptcy. So this bankruptcy lead generation blueprint is brand new as of December. And so that's right now we are doing a live class on every single lesson until it's done. On Tuesdays. So there's all of this as well. But the courses is where you're going to get the most, you know, the most value. I can post the link to that too. Okay, there we go. And like I said, the bonus skip. So whatever course you want to purchase, like I said, the ones today with the discounts are those. The flow chart, which here's kind of a sneak peek. I'm 99.9% certain that it is not being used by anyone else in the country except if you're a part of Blueprint. And so that's going to you have that as soon as the email confirmation comes through. And there's plenty of information in the group about it as well. So, any questions?
Yes, can we still join that $20 a month coaching community if we did not take your course? Like,
yeah, you can still join at $20 and not purchase a course. I don't obviously I would love for you to just at least get in and see really how awesome our community is. Yes, you
Mhm.
absolutely can do that.
Okay.
And then as you know, get further along and do your searches, I mean, we do have inside of the group, there's, like I said, 3 years worth of information in there. Um, and the other thing is like right now, our big training is on Tuesdays for the bankruptcy course. So you wouldn't be able to come on that training unless you have access to that course. The reason why I did it that way is because it's just way too confusing unless you can have the course in front of you. But like Michelle this morning, before this session, we had a session on how to find the auction dates and set up your list. Those special trainings, anyone can come on. And so we do have those as well.
Okay.
I don't think I posted actually that. Here's here's for the $20 per month. There you go.
Hi,
Hi, Anita.
I have a question for you. So I posted in the chat just now, but after I guess implementing your strategies for bankruptcy or you know, how long does it take one of your students or members to get like a lead or get, you know, secure a listing?
That's gonna vary. People ask me that all the time, and it really depends on how much time you're putting into this, okay? It really is. The people that are attending our trainings, they're doing well. But to answer your question, if you're sending out the auction date lead letter or postcard along with the flow chart every single week, you should start to get calls pretty quickly, okay? That I've been sending out a letter to auction families every single week since my son, well, he's going to be 14, so 14 years. Every single week. The only time we took a break was Christmas. And some weeks I don't get any calls. Some months I get a lot. But at the end of the year, when we go, we will help you analyze your year. And that has always been my #2 lead source. So as long as you're consistently sending out those letters, you are going to get calls. As far as the bankruptcy, you know, relationships are going to take some time. So we've had people get a referral from an attorney immediately. They were like, oh my gosh, I have someone that, you know, you could help. Because you got to ask those questions. Hey, is there any Chapter 7 or Chapter 13 clients that I can help right now? I would love to explain the process to them and sit down with them. And then other times it's taking a little bit longer. So, but the key is the follow-up.
And do you provide those postcards in the coaching community, or is it just solely in the courses?
It's in the course. I mean, you know, $20 of 18 years of information. It's really just to essentially get you in the door and see really that, hey, we're doing things differently and it is awesome and you absolutely can succeed with the community and you'll be so supported here. So that's why I did it that way. But the postcards that we use, the auction letters, the equity letters, the bankruptcy stuff, it's all in the courses. The flow chart to the same client, yes. So 1 week they'll get the auction postcard and the flow chart, okay? Then the next week they're gonna get the short sale letter and the flow chart. Then the next week it goes back to the postcard. The reason why we do that is because they're getting your stuff and they're gonna continue to see it. They're not gonna call you, some of them will call you right away.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat what they got?
So the auction, now this is just auction. The auction families get a auction postcard and the flow chart 1 week. And then the next week, they're going to get the flow chart and the short sale letter. Or you could use the equity letter. Okay. So every other week. Okay. So they got to see you every week with auction. Okay. So there's that. How long does it take to complete the course? Well, I mean, Amanda, you could come on and say, gosh, dang it. I love Heather's videos. I'm going to complete it all this weekend. So let me go back and it really, I think the ones that I discussed today, you could probably get through pretty quickly, even in a day, probably, if you're like, yep, I'm going to go and do this. Now, the auction date ones, the auction date course is 17 modules. So that one's going to take you some time, right? The bankruptcy, I think 20 modules. This is the one that we're doing the live class on Tuesday right now. And we're only to right here. So this is 20 modules. Well, 19, 20 is the recordings from the live class. So that one is going to take you a lot longer. Yeah, I love bankruptcy. If you're like, yeah, I don't know, that's okay. But bankruptcy has been so beneficial to me over the years. I just really love the bankruptcy attorneys. I love building those relationships with them. I like attending the bar associations. They have the exact type of clientele that we can help. Yeah, so everything's sold separately. Just because, you know, you may not want to do pre-foreclosure. Like right now, I'm not doing pre-foreclosure leads. I'm solely focused on my weekly auction and the bankruptcy. So, and of course, I always have the books. The books I carry in my purse and I give to everyone. The lady at Target has them. The bank people have them. You know, my husband has a store here. They're there. So the whole idea is to put yourself out there. And this is my business card. I don't even have a business card. That's what I'm using for a business card is these books. So
Now going back to when you showed us your income before, is that your income just based on the sales, or does that include you selling these courses like right now?
no, does
Is that
not include courses.
that's
I
all
have
straight
two-
from the
Yeah,
bankruptcies?
I have two separate entities. I have Blueprint Short Sales is one company, and TKG Homes is my other company. My brokerage, Charles Rutenberg, pays TKG Homes, and then TKG Homes pays me. And that is what this is from. It does not include anything Blueprint.
Gotcha.
Awesome session. Can I answer any other questions? Show you anything else? All right, well, I'll hang out for a few more minutes in case there's some lingering
I
questions.
think it was a good class. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're
Learned a
welcome.
lot from it. Thank you.
I hope everyone has a blessed Thursday and weekend. And like I said, I'll hang out for a couple minutes. Otherwise, thank you for joining me. And hopefully I'll see you all soon.
Hi
Thank you
again.
so much.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Um, so I am just kind of overwhelmed with all of this. And I guess like if you were to start as a new, a new person doing this, I think I had taken your short sale training. And like where would you start or where would you recommend for for me?
Sure. Let me log into my lead system. If you could post in the chat your counties that you and where you're located, I'm gonna look up and I will tell you exactly what I think you should do. And if anyone else wants to know too, then that's fine. Oh, you're in Texas. That's right. Okay. All right. So we use a system called Property Radar. Look, it's all in the lessons. Okay. When I say things are step by step, it is so step by step. So don't worry about any of this right now. Okay. We will walk you through all that. Dallas County. And, ooh, Hillsborough. Woo! Okay. Hold on, I will get to everyone. We're gonna do one at a time. Collin County?
Yes, Collin County. I think it was at the top, right? Collin County. It's like just north where that line is.
Collinsworth?
No, Collin County with 2 L's.
It's not coming up in my system.
Maybe put county.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so now Texas does not have to go through the court system, so your process is not as lengthy as it would be here in Illinois.
Okay.
So you have 55 families right now that are in a auction status. Do you work any other counties?
No, just those 2.
So let's take a look at the pre-foreclosure. Oh, wow. Okay. So you have a lot more pre-foreclosure, but here's the thing, Anita. These pre-foreclosures are going to move to an auction status a lot quicker. So I don't know if obviously you can buy whatever course you want, but I don't know if I would recommend the pre-foreclosure course, because when someone is in a pre-foreclosure status in your state, it goes through the process a lot quicker. Here in Illinois and Florida, it has to go through the courts. So it is a lengthy process. Someone here could be in pre-foreclosure for years. I closed one in December and they hadn't made a payment in 5 years and they were still in a pre-foreclosure status. So a lot of these 479 are going to quickly turn into an auction. Auction, people know that they're at the end of the process. They waited a long time. They need our help like yesterday. So I would recommend the auction. The reason why I'd recommend the auction is because the marketing that we have is super powerful. We have the postcard, we have the auction or the short sale letter, we have the equity letter, and then the flow chart. Okay.
Okay, and then is that in, sorry, I don't know which course. Which course is that in?
Yeah, so that is the auction date lead generation.
Okay, okay.
I can give you a discount for that if you're interested. But I would do the auction because once you get that set up, Anita, and that's why I have these a la carte. I'm not going to make you come in and purchase every single one. I want you to start with something, join the community, and carefully go through it, ask your questions, and get yourself consistently set up. Because what's going to happen is your phone's going to start to ring, and then eventually someone's going to say, oh, I have an auction date next week. And then you're going to say, oh, I have an attorney, a bankruptcy attorney, that I can refer to you. And that's where the bankruptcy kind of goes hand in hand. But bankruptcy is complicated. So I would start, if I were you, with the auction date lead generation blueprint.
Okay.
And of course, the $20 a month membership.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
what I would do.
I thought that like I would do the bankruptcy one, but if you're saying like to get the fastest results, I want that. That's what I want.
So I would say you got to give yourself some grace and some patience. Okay. If you can afford to do both the auction and the bankruptcy course, I would do that, because here's why. The auction date, I want you to start right now. Go through the lessons, post the questions, and then the bankruptcy, I want you to attend every single Tuesday at 10 a.m. that live class. Get to know the community. See what people are saying. And then I wouldn't do much else with that. Just attend the live classes, because by the time we get through that live class, which is probably going to be like June, by that point, you'll have everything set up and consistent with the auction.
Okay. Thank you. That's super helpful. Is there going to be a replay of this?
Yeah. If you send me an email, and I will get you everything that we talked about sooner.
Okay. Thank you.
So send me an email. There's the email right there, info@blueprintshortsales.com. Yeah, Mary, you can send me an email. I'll get it to you sooner. These people, so look, when you find these people, you want to look them up on the MLS. We are marketing to families that are unrepresented. I don't know if that's a word, but okay. We don't market to anyone that's already working with someone.
Yeah, that would be problematic for sure. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome. So yeah, I mean, obviously, to not overwhelm you, I know what I taught today was absolutely awesome, but because everyone's different. But if you want to get things rare, like going, I would do the auction, but I can check the auction data for these other people. So hold on. And then the bankruptcy. The auction, do now, watch the videos, do the lessons, get it set up, get consistent. On Tuesdays, because you're a part of the bankruptcy course, come join and learn everything. And then by the time we get through the bankruptcy, you can implement that. Okay, let me look at Hillsborough. Your numbers are going to be really high. So there's 238 just for Hillsborough. Pinellas, we have family out there, so I'm very familiar with this area. So I don't know if I would recommend doing all of these because it is going to be overwhelming to you. And if you're overwhelmed, then you're not going to be able to properly help the families. Oh, I don't see Polk on there. Pasco. Is it Polk County? I feel like it is. I don't know. We'll just look at these right now. So 572, that's more than what I have right now. So obviously I would recommend the auction for you. 100% auction and bankruptcy. Whew. Yeah, even just Hillsborough, you would have plenty, still more than what I'm sending out.
Yeah,
All right.
Hillsborough one, it was 283, and that's a pretty large number.
Yeah, is that where you live?
I live in Hillsborough County, yeah,
Yeah,
but
I would do Hillsborough and get that set up.
Mhm.
And then once you got consistent with it, then I would add another county.
Okay.
This is like long-term stuff, people, not like, hey, I'm going to come on tomorrow and Heather told me I'm going to get a lead tomorrow. No, it's long-term. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is also a big number for Norma. Yeah. Like I said, my team sent me an email yesterday and we sent out 135 this week.
Is this
All
for
right.
the short sales for Bastrop? Is it
What?
for short sales?
Yeah, so short
Yeah.
sales, but it may not always be a short sale. You might be able to sell with equity.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
like
I
for
would recommend. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, for the class, I think you were about to say, which one did you recommend?
I recommend auction for anyone that I just looked up the data for. This course right here, 100%. And I know you're still on here, so I'm going to give you a discount. But if you send me an email, I will send you all that. This is the discount code, so it gives you 20% off. So I would recommend joining the $20 per month community. And then I would, if you can, just so you can mirror what I've done, is get the auction date, this one right here, 20% off. Start going through everything, okay? Even if you only have 20 minutes in the morning, I get it. Do it, okay? Post questions in the group, and then also get the bankruptcy, because right now we are doing that live class on Tuesdays. And you can attend the live class or you can watch the recording. And then by the time we get through the entire lesson, which will be late spring, you will be able to understand and implement bankruptcy. Okay. And there's a discount for that. There's no discount for the monthly because it's, you know, $20. So, all right. What a great session. I love that you ask questions. I'd like to answer them. Anything else I can do for you? I'll put my email in one more time. So send me an email if you want everything sooner.
Sorry, one more question. I know you're like focused on like the bankruptcy, that's your go-to for this. So for that, recommend taking that bankruptcy course, paying for that, and then, but you would have to kind of also sign up for that class on Tuesdays. When
So
once
the
you get
class is
through,
included. The class, when you purchase the bankruptcy course, that Tuesday class is included.
okay, so once you're completed with like the actual course, you're saying it's like June, then you'll be sort of have an idea how to proceed with the bankruptcy and attorney relationships, et cetera.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to wait till we're done with the lessons, but I think it would give you a better understanding. And you can go back and watch the last 3 weeks. We've had 3 sessions so far. Last week, Property Radar came on and did a special training for the bankruptcy data. But I would recommend that if you can swing it, I would do the 3 things: join the community, auction date, and bankruptcy, because majority of you have, and I'll look up Mecklenburg. Amanda, if there's another county, please let me know. You can work more than one county. I was driving up to an hour and a half. Don't have to be an expert in the area. Got to be an expert in the short sale process. Once you start marketing to those auction families, you're going to come to me and you're going to say, hey, Heather, they have an auction in a week. And I'm going to be like, well, did you start building a relationship with a bankruptcy attorney? And go to them and say, hey, I market to families that have auctions. I want to be able to give you these leads. So that's why I'm saying do both if you can. Join community, auction, and bankruptcy. Let me look at the union in Mecklenburg. Okay. Oh, there we go. So 177, that's a little more than what I have right now. So PG County, I know that stands for something. I can't remember what it is. Oh yeah, Prince George, that's right. I'm having a brain fart. Okay. 274. Yep. Auction class. Yeah, I would recommend the auction course. For anyone that's still on, I would 100% send me an email and I will give you the links and the discounts, but join the community, $20 a month. And then if you can swing it, get the auction course and the bankruptcy course. Okay, you'll thank me later. And then down the road, you can always add something else if you want. Or you know what? I'm going to stop recording. Hold on. Don't leave. Hold on.